Hey, let's talk about death metal. Finnish death metal in this case. This one is Spiritual Holocaust, the most Swedish sounding Finnish death metal band you have never ever heard of. Well, that's a wild assumption anyway. Now the band is here with their second album, which I have here for review. Let's just take a look at this very plain and simple CD by More Hate Production. Here's the track list as well as the backside of the CD featuring one armored fella from the medieval times. And then obviously we have this CD, which then again also features an armored hand, but curiously enough also sort of a mushroom cloud. Medieval mushroom cloud. Must be something interesting coming from the future. And then we have these classic colors of choice, black, red and white, which is very, very common in black metal. So one skeletal figure in armor. Hello, I'm an old skeletal warrior level 6.
Hi, I'm a friend of Gandalf, a skeletal wizard level 12.
Oh, please, stop your role-playing bullshit. I'm here to just talk about death metal. Alright, foolish enough. Let's stop right there. This is how the band lineup looks like. Here you have the names, 5 guys, recording information. Support the underground statement. Very, very important. And then again we have here some live imagery with some lyrical content. Even more so these black and white imagery. Quite cool, but then again reminding me of 1970s role-playing books. Not that it matters or isn't meant as an insult, just stating why it looks like quite familiar. Don't ask me why I know the 1970s or 1980s role-playing books, but I know them. And every Burzum fan should know at least to some extent. So Spiritual Holocaust hails from Raahe, one of the northern cities. Not a big place, but quite small town in fact. Which then again has this band called Spiritual Holocaust with now second album out, Echoes of the Apocalypse. And this is 41 minutes of old school sound. By old school sound I actually mean Sunlight Studios from Sweden. And that is my statement towards sounding very, very Swedish. Because to be honest, this all sounds like it could have been done in 1990s in Stockholm. You know, guys going there on a cruise, drinking lots of booze, and then, oh, hangover, headache, oh, but let's just record these guitar sounds because they sound so great. Those of you who have no idea what Sunlight Sound is usually talking about why it is so important that is related to old school Swedish death metal sound, mainly bands like Entomb, Dismember, Grave and all that stuff. Not necessarily so that all bands were there, but some of the classic records coming from Sunlight is the kind of a Swedish equivalent to what Morrisound was in 1990s in United States of America, creating so-called Florida sound. But this is more about Sunlight Sound creating this kind of a nice guitar tone, which then again makes even the simplest of riffs sound rather good. Now, Spiritual Holocaust is more about this kind of mid-tempo stuff, not about technical gimmickry, not your one-trick pony, not your let's show our showmanship and musicianship, but just create this kind of old-school death metal to keep it kind of a simple and nice. Dark, albeit so, and also quite heavy, which is often all what you need from a death metal release. You don't need all that unnecessary pull grab, but just kind of a good riffs, proper growly vocals, which are in fact here with this album, and that's pretty much what you have. Now, previous album wasn't that good, to be honest, while their previous EP before that was actually very, very promising. Now, in my opinion, Spiritual Holocaust falls now between these two. So quite good, definitely decent, but still nothing great as such. I mean, they have the right idea how to make these riffs. They know how to growl. They now have the sound. But there is always a but, even with the best of albums. This could be a lot catchier, a lot more memorable, a lot more like those 1990s albums, which are like, hey, all the riffs from true one to the end and all that stuff. Now, Spiritual Holocaust is doing a lot of things right. And as such, I think it totally deserves its attention and listening. But let's be honest about it. There is absolutely nothing new here. Nothing that would change your mind about old school death metal. So either you are already a fan and you want some more, in which case this album is definitely for you. But if you never got to like 1990s Swedish sounding death metal, well, this is not gonna change your mind. To be honest, this is kind of like the existing fans only. And I don't mean anything bad about that, but it is what it is. So, in case you just happen to be one of them, check out the Bandcamp link by the label and you will get to listen to the album and then maybe even buy it. And if not, well, too bad. Can't please everybody. Thanks for checking out this review. Take care and bye-bye.